Before there were empires, before there were kings, before there was even day or night, there was only darkness. The earth lay drowned beneath endless waters. Clouds and mist veiled the mountains. Silence weighed upon the land. From the sacred waters of Lake Titicaca, the god Viracocha rose. A radiant god, carrying a staff of power. Viracocha looked upon the void and felt sorrow. The world was empty, barren, lifeless. He raised his arms to the heavens. With his first act, he created light. The sun blazed across the sky, bathing the earth in warmth for the very first time. Then came the moon, cool and silver, gentle and constant. And finally, the stars, scattered like jewels across the darkened sky. The heavens stirred, the waters shimmered, the world awoke to light. The god then turned to the land. From stone and earth he shaped the first people. He gave them bodies of strength, gave them voices to speak, and set them upon the mountains and valleys. But these beings grew arrogant. They forgot their maker. They mocked the divine order, fought amongst themselves, and filled the world with noise and cruelty. Viracocha's heart grew heavy. He had given them breath, yet they wasted it on pride. So he brought forth the great flood. The skies darkened. Rain fell in endless torrents. Rivers swelled and devoured the valleys. Seas surged, drowning villages, sweeping away all arrogance in their path. Those few who escaped the waters were not spared. Viracocha turned them to stone, statues scattered across the Andes, frozen reminders of a race who defied their creator. For a time there was only stillness. The mountains stood as witnesses, the rivers ran silent, and the sky itself seemed to mourn. The world was cleansed. Once again, it was empty. But Viracocha was not finished. From the clay of the earth, he molded a new race of humans. This time, fragile and mortal, yet capable of growth. He taught them how to live, how to plant maize and potatoes, how to weave cloth, how to carve stone and raise walls strong enough to endure storms. He showed them how to honor the mountains, rivers, and stars, and he scattered them across the land. To one people, he gave the high peaks of the Andes, to another, the valleys, to another, the coasts, each with its own language, customs, and place in the order of the world. This was a humanity not born of arrogance, but of destiny. When his work was done, Viracocha did not vanish into the heavens. Instead, he walked among his creations. Disguised as a humble old man in plain white robes, he carried only a staff as he wandered from village to village. Where he went, he taught. He gave laws and wisdom. He showed healers how to draw medicines from the plants of the high valleys. He taught builders to shape stone so finely that no blade of grass could slip between. He taught rulers that power must serve, not consume. But not all listened. In some places, the proud and powerful mocked him. They laughed at the frail old man with his staff, ridiculed his words, and called him a beggar. Viracocha warned them gently, but when they would not listen, he lifted his staff. And the earth itself answered. Mountains split, fire burst from the ground, storms broke across the skies. Those who had laughed now fled in terror, their arrogance shattered. Yet in other villages, the people welcomed him. They bowed low, offered him food, and listened with open hearts. To these, Viracocha gave blessings: fertile fields, rains in season, children who thrived and grew strong. And so he wandered across the Andes, punishing arrogance, blessing humility, teaching wherever he went. At last, Viracocha reached the western coast, where the great Andes fall into the vast Pacific Ocean. The people followed him there, begging him not to leave. "Stay with us, great father," they pleaded. "Teach us more. Walk with us always." But Viracocha only smiled. "My children," he said, "I have given you the sun and moon to guide your days and stars to light your nights. I have given you laws and wisdom. Now it is for you to walk the path." And with that, he turned and stepped into the sea. The waves rose around him, yet did not drown him. He walked upon the waters, striding into the horizon until the mists swallowed him whole. Some say he disappeared forever. Others whisper he wanders still across distant lands, cloaked in the guise of a simple traveler. And some believe he will one day return. And so the people remembered him. They looked to the heavens and saw the sun, moon, and stars, knowing who had placed them there. They planted their fields, built their homes, and spoke their tongues, remembering the old man who had walked among them. The mountains bore his touch, the rivers his flow, the valleys his blessing. The stone figures on the high ridges were the silent warnings of his wrath, and the fertile lands were the enduring proof of his mercy, a reminder that even in the harshest world, life can begin anew when humility guides the heart. In every story, in every prayer, one truth remained. Arrogance invites ruin, but humility brings life. And that is the story of Viracocha, the great creator, the wanderer, the teacher, a god who shaped the sun and stars, who destroyed and renewed, who walked among men in disguise. Legends like these remind us that pride leads to downfall, but humility can bring blessings that endure. What do you think? If a god walked among us today, would we recognize him, or would we laugh as the arrogant rulers once did? Tell me in the comments what lesson you take from Viracocha's journey. And don't forget to subscribe for more timeless myths and legends from around the world. New stories every week.